right, fans, here we go. SparStar Promotions is proud to present the rerounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division. This bout is sponsored in part by Yo Roy Tape and Mexi Goods. Introducing our referee in charge of this bout, George Gallegos. And now, introducing to you first, on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing green trunks trimmed in black. He is training out of Team Quest in Temecula by way of Manafray. He weighed in 135 pounds. His record, 1 win with no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing John Williams. His opponent across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks. He is training out of Clever BJJ MMA in Huntington Beach by way of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He weighed in 135 pounds. Tonight, he is making his debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Manuel Aceves. All right, fans, here we go. The rerounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division.
All right, and this fight is underway. The battle of the fighters from the very, very old gyms here in California. Both of these gyms, some of the first gyms to start out in the MMA world.
And you've got John in the green trunks here.
Yep. Oh.
And Manuel in these black trunks, obviously representing Kleber's gym.
Yep, with the Kleber logo. Oh, trying to figure out. Oh, I like that.
Got it.
All the way down to the ankle. Now he's got a head inside single. John maybe looking to lift. Nice sprawl.
Yeah.
And a good go behind, too. Didn't know what to do with it while still standing. Was not sure if John was going to throw. Oh, and I like that. That was beautiful. That throwing that right hand, trying to step behind with the right leg. Hit near. It's nearly like a Sukui Nage. Wow, I really butchered that one. Judo move. Old school. It's very closely related to the Polish throw where you step behind the leg on the outside via a Kosoto hook.
So what I liked here, though, was you did see John trying to hook that leg initially, gave up on it, and I think he's ready to just kind of be put in this kind of not full guillotine here. For a split second, he was just thinking if he was going to try for that guillotine, it almost looked like he was going to do crossbody, so it wouldn't be as much of a danger. Now finds himself in the middle of guard, which, I mean, all things considered, not a terrible place. You just don't get a ton of action off of that. John, you are wincing over here. What is going on through your mind?
Yeah, he had an overhook with his right arm, but he let it go. And I think he has an overhook with the left arm and lets that go, too. And you can hear with the 10 seconds left, John looks to posture out of the close guard and start throwing bombs. And Manuel just lets him up. I don't think he connected too heavily with him, so no harm, no foul. John did check his nose there, walking back to the corner. Probably took a maybe a hit while he was getting back to his feet.
I mean, the other thing that he was right to figure out was the minute he was going to let go of that grip, he was going to have somebody trying to push the action on him. So keeping that grip for as long as possible proved very, very well scouted. Between that and the 10-second clacker, you got somebody who's got a mission to try and get that finish. And nothing happened too much at the end of those last 20 seconds. But you get a sense of what they like to do. And from bottom, I think you got some good control there from Manuel that lets you know, like, hey, man, his guard might actually be pretty solid. He'll know exactly how to contain you. We saw some wrestling attempts by John. And you get the sense where if he really gets his way and he gets on over to that pass or a side, I think he wants to unload very quickly with the hands. And I would be very, very cautious to see what kind of thing happens from there.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Team Quest, you would expect him to be pretty decent at wrestling. A lot of wrestlers over there, founded by wrestlers. And it looked like maybe some of the nerves were getting to him in the first round. Now it's the second round, and they've already put in that work, and the adrenaline dump should be wearing off, so you might see a little bit smoother transitions in the wrestling. And also some fighters just need to get hit a little bit before they can wake up in the fight. Oh, and here, John going to work now. Getting a locked hands double, does disconnect the hands, relocks them, I think. Going to look to lift and slam. Nicely done.
And we were talking a little bit about what's going to happen here if he gets the side control. He won't necessarily get here fully because, once again, Manuel's guard going straight into action here. Now, we noticed that he's up here, up top for John, trying to control that leg so that he can't go to that full guard.
Yeah, he was trying to step all the way over, just like we saw Tomislav in that first match. Couldn't quite do it. Instead, opted for the half guard, but that is also, for a wrestler, that is a Turk, which is great at keeping the person on their back. So, John really trying to hold his opponent down.
Ooh, nice reversal there.
That's a good underhook.
John, I got the sense.
Big high kick. Oh, and there is that step behind that outside. It's like a Kosoto Gake. He's fallen down. That outside reap.
But here's the thing. You've seen...
and down into it. Is it arm in? Arm in guillotine. Flat on his back, though. Oh, and nicely done from John. I love that.
Done.
Using the fence to walk up, elevate, and get over that leg. Once you're cross body, you should be mostly out of danger.
And but this time
you don't want to. You don't want to keep going this way
to that half guard.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to go completely past that into the mount, that's where you want to be. But you got the sense that we were asking for previously, which was what happens when John gets that side control? And the answer is, he used that guillotine to get that pass. He used those moments to basically open it up. But one thing he added in this round that I really like for John, using those strikes to set up his takedowns. Initially, they were a little bit colder. They didn't quite have the entry to them. This time, it's like, dude, some of those combinations weren't bad. But what they did was they made so many problems for Manuel to try to solve in real time that you saw John get to those legs much easier. You saw him get the knockdowns a little bit easier. And for those trips that you were mentioning, really, really effective. Continuously, though, Manuel, excellent guard all the way throughout. It's interesting to see that it's mostly a contain job. We're not looking at any sweeps yet. We're not looking at anything super crazy. It's mostly get him to either a full guard or that half guard to try and get those almost 100% kind of sweeps. He just gets stuck in those positions.
Yes, and good call on the 100% type of sweep. That is when you're over the head, like from a head and arm guillotine perhaps, and then you're under the arm. You have an underhook on that far arm, and then you can overturn your opponent. And it looked like he was going for that. Oh, nice. I like that left-handed, then level change and right into it. And here's a guillotine again, and John is more than willing to go with that.
Right into it, yep.
Now, even if there's not a lot of room, too. I love that cage walk.
On this, just blocking that hit.
Now he's got his arm out. We might see a Von Flue choke here. If he's connecting the hands, he can lean his shoulder down on the neck of Manuel, and he can choke Manuel from the top.
Putting him against the cage was a really good move, actually. Pulling him away gives that extra pressure that you want there. And you can take your time here, John.
It's a blood choke, so it does take a couple of seconds. Hopefully he doesn't get reset.
Yeah.
Because minute 20 left to go. But if he knows that this is on, if he's leaning his weight properly, he needs to get off his left knee so he can really put that weight all the way into the neck.
I think now he's taking that on over into a mount position.
Yeah, but this is not great when your posture's compromised. It curves your spine. You can get thrown off to the side. You really want to get out of this.
Yes.
Good Von Flue choke. And here he's going for it again.
But now he's in half as well, so you still want to free that up.
Here we go.
This is better.
Yep. But he's going to go right to mount again. Look, you see he's clearing his path with that right forearm.
And, John, one thing that I have learned from you, especially on these Von Flutes, the more you can connect your own hands above, the more you get to put in that pressure on the neck. Otherwise, this is just uncomfortable for two people. It's like your shoulder getting shoved, but not quite getting the choke you want. But here, getting a reaction he wants.
Yes. And I thought maybe Manuel's going to really try to go for a bust on this one and try to flip him over. That can work, especially because you have the head tucked so tightly there. They're trying to underhook the leg, so give him a little more oomph, but that can be tricky to do. He'd be better off with a butterfly hook if he is really looking to do this, but I think there's not enough time, about 10 seconds left. Gets the half guard. Now going to try to finish this, but a crossbody
now
is
looking for the
very
butterfly
difficult.
hook at the very end.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult to do once you spend all this time, but gets the sweep at the very end, showing he can hit that sweep. That clever jiu-jitsu is there, but I will tell you, it is very difficult to do. And one other little thing I noticed for John, that knee on belly pressure, he found a good home for it continuously that probably helped his base throughout. For the majority of that time, because your base is a little bit loose in those situations, but right there looked pretty good. So I'll see who ends up winning this, John. I'll be right back.
All right, thank you, Ref. We'll see you in there in just a moment. Yeah, that was a good competitive match. John was just not able to get that Von Flue going fully. It can be tough, especially it's a great way to typically get your opponent to let go of their grips, at least on your neck. But if you can't actually put a full choke on with it, the bottom person never feels that threat, and they won't let that go. And your posture is still a little compromised, even though you're on top. So, but I think he was really trying to go for that Von Flue at the end, and that's what allowed Manuel to post on the hip and then throw him over to that far side.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, once again, let's give both fighters a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a split decision. Judge at cage side, John Romero, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Williams. Judge at cage side, Don Howard, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Aceves. And judge at cage side, Carlos Schad, scores the bout 29-28 in favor of our winner by split decision, the blue corner, John Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, John Williams. John, they said split decision. What was going on in your mind when they said that, sir?
I don't know. It was split, so I was just waiting for the decision. I thought I did good. I thought I had a lot of control time. He hits hard, man. He hit me a couple times in the temple, and I was like, oh, man. So, you know, I knew that he wanted to strike. I could tell as soon as we started, he wanted me to come after him. He wanted to strike with me. And that's cool. I wanted to strike too, but, I mean, his leg was so open, so I was like, let me go for the takedown.
For sure. But having said that, a hell of a fight. You were controlling the distance everywhere. Your excellent wrestling shone through. You were passing continuously, a lot of cartwheel passes to get out of those attempts by him on those guillotines. What do you attribute as the difference maker? Why do you think you got the win here tonight, sir?
Why do I think what?
Why do you think you got the win here tonight?
Probably just, yeah, like you said, the good ground control time, being able to stay on top, you know. And I didn't get as much ground and pound as I wanted to, you know, because he had those locks on my head and everything, so I couldn't posture up. But overall, you know, I'm happy. We came in, we got the win, and got the job done.
That's what's up. Well, congratulations to you, sir. Who do you want to shout out for in honor of this win?
This win goes out to my wife. She's the one that really feels how much sacrifice this stuff takes. Being gone a lot is hard. We have a 1-year-old baby, you know, and I just want to go home to them. So I want to thank my coaches, Gustavo and Anthony. This one goes out to Team Quest, Dan Henderson's Athletic Fitness Center out in Temecula. That's where we train. Yeah, just thanks to all my coaches, my family for always supporting me, and all my training teammates back at the gym.
Well, John, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your team. You put out a great show for us. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for John Williams.